At 11:45 p.m., under the neon glow of Dallas, the night blew open. Harry Hines Boulevard went from quiet to chaos in seconds. In one coordinated strike, 41 suspects were taken down, cuffed, and dragged across floors that minutes earlier were stages for exploitation. Behind a shattered door, agents ripped open a storage room, bricks of cocaine and fentanyl stuffed inside speaker cabinets and liquor crates. The air stank of chemicals, perfume, and fear. Cash spilled from the DJ booth, along with laptops, ledgers, and fake passports. Then came the moment that changed everything. Behind the mirrored walls, huddled barefoot and shaking, were the women. ICE agents moved them out first, whispering reassurance through their masks. This wasn't nightlife. It was human slavery fueled by drugs and money. The raid lasted 7 minutes. What it exposed would ignite a nationwide investigation, one reaching far beyond Dallas and straight into America's hidden war. As the smoke settled inside Chica's Benitez Cabaret, the glamour vanished. What remained was a graveyard of illusions. Behind staff-only doors, closets had been turned into cages. Inside were women, teens, kids, some as young as 14, their faces painted for a show they never chose. ICE agents cut restraints and wrapped trembling victims in jackets. No fabric could hide what they'd endured. Then came the digital breadcrumbs, phones still glowing, DMs promising modeling gigs, easy money, auditions. The predator wasn't lurking in alleys. It was sliding into messages with fake profiles and celebrity photos. The cartel had gone fully digital. By dawn, every clue pointed to one name: Juan Carlos Salas Medina, Toro. A predator masked as a businessman, deported 10 times yet always back within weeks. FBI analysts uncovered shell companies, nightclubs, tire shops, real estate fronts. Hundreds of them tied to Toro. What terrified investigators most wasn't the size of the network, it was the precision. Every pickup, every payment, every border crossing ran like a military operation. He wasn't running a gang. He was running an economy of human beings. Then came the shockwave, a data breach from inside. ICE cyber teams cracked encrypted cartel texts using federal terminology. One message read, "Blue Lantern approved, proceed." Blue Lantern is an FBI internal code name, which meant one thing: someone inside the system was leaking intel. As investigators followed the money, they found $5 million a month circulating through ghost accounts and foreign-linked banks. Toro's lieutenants weren't hiding anymore. They were laundering blood money through legitimate institutions. This wasn't just exploitation, it was infiltration, a parasite feeding on America's financial system. The report hit Washington within hours. In the Situation Room, the president demanded answers. After a 20-minute classified briefing outlining Toro's trafficking network, international money routes, and digital recruitment schemes, he slammed his hand on the table. They're using our systems to sell human lives? Not anymore. Back in Dallas, Homeland Security lit up with red markers on the map. Locations tied to missing victims. Intel confirmed Toro's second compound was active, fortified, and holding hostages. The question wasn't if to move, but who would get there first. FBI HRT had the precision, ICE and HSI had the intel. But the target was a fortress, guarded by cartel soldiers with military training. Any hesitation could mean lives lost. The decision was made. Delta Force was joining the mission, trained for the impossible, operating where fear meets discipline. America's most elite counterterrorism unit was being deployed on U.S. soil, not to kill, but to save. Overnight, the rescue operation became a joint strike, and the battle against Toro entered its deadliest phase. FBI, ICE, Homeland Security, DEA, and Delta Force, all moving as one. The mission carried a new code name: Operation Night Veil. As darkness settled over Texas, helicopters waited on the tarmac, rotors chopping through the thick, humid air. Tactical medics studied hostage photos. Sharpshooters checked their scopes in total silence. They weren't just hunting criminals anymore, they were taking Americans back. From that moment on, every operator in uniform carried the same order, burned into their mission brief. No victims left behind. The line between law enforcement and military dissolved. Under that unity, the United States prepared to strike, not for revenge, but to defend its own people. For the first time in years, Delta Force and federal agents would move together under one flag with one purpose. 2:15 a.m. The command snapped through the comms. Execute Night Veil. Three MH-60 Blackhawks thundered low across the industrial sprawl, running silent. No lights, no signatures. Below, armored FBI and ICE convoys rolled like a storm front, engines rumbling but disciplined. Inside the lead Blackhawk, Delta operators ran their final checks. Rifles, night vision, breaching tools. Matte black paint covered their faces. Their movements were steady, controlled. They already knew the plan by heart. Primary objective: rescue every hostage alive. Secondary objective: capture Toro, dead or breathing. Gates and surveillance towers watching every angle. Thermal scans in the command van lit up with heat signatures. Dozens of armed guards clustered along the eastern wing. In the western corner, small, still shapes, the hostages. 2:29 a.m. The first team fast roped down. Delta operators glided across the ground like shadows, clearing corners with tight, controlled bursts. ICE and HSI agents followed, securing civilians as they moved deeper into the building. Then, through the static of the radios, one voice broke through. Hostage room located multiple minors. Request immediate medevac. The real rescue had begun. Inside the compound, agents found 15 captives, 6 of them kids. They'd been kept in makeshift cages, wrists zip-tied, eyes huge under the green glow of night vision. The youngest, a girl maybe 12, whispered one word on repeat: "Please." 2 operators carried her out while gunfire erupted overhead. A gunman stepped onto the mezzanine and opened up with an AK-47. Delta's marksman ended it instantly. One shot, one drop. In a side room, agents uncovered rows of computers, accounting ledgers, and duffel bags stuffed with cash. A flashbang went off. When the smoke thinned, they found Toro's lieutenant slumped on the floor, wounded but alive, mumbling into a cracked satellite phone. His final words were clear: "El Jefe, they're inside." That was the confirmation command already feared. Toro was still in the building. Delta's Alpha team moved deeper. At the end of the hall, a steel door, reinforced, locked from the inside, blocked their path. Breachers set the charge. Boom! The blast rolled through the compound like thunder. Through drifting smoke, Toro appeared, pistol in hand, gripping a young woman as a shield. His voice shook, but he tried to sound bold. "You can't stop this. There are hundreds of me." Before he could pull the trigger, a single shot cracked through the air. Clean, surgical. The woman dropped safely. Toro hit the ground. Weapons clattered across the concrete. "Target secured," the radio confirmed. Outside, the compound erupted with movement. Paramedics treating the rescued, agents hauling crates of evidence, kids wrapped in thermal blankets. Helicopters thundered overhead as the rising sun turned the drifting smoke gold. By 4 a.m., the mission was complete. 28 suspects captured, 4 neutralized, every hostage rescued alive. In the command center, nobody cheered, only silence filled the room, the heavy kind that follows both horror and triumph. An ICE commander watched the live feed, eyes locked on the evacuation chopper, lifting off with the rescued children. He spoke quietly, but every word carried: "This is why we fight. This is what America protects." The footage would later dominate national headlines. The moment when law enforcement and military precision fused into a single doctrine of rescue for the victims, it marked the end of captivity. For the nation, it sent a message carved in steel and smoke. When America strikes, it strikes for the innocent. And in the rubble under a shattered desk, analysts found a phone still buzzing, its final message frozen on the screen. Phase 3, activate backups. The war wasn't over, but that night, America reminded the world of one truth: it never stops fighting for its own. FBI analysts later traced the network's data through layers of shell companies and encrypted accounts. Over 60 entities stretching from Texas to Myanmar, all feeding the same cartel machine. The suffering had been local. The operation was global. At 7:45, the official debrief began. 17 hostages saved, 28 suspects captured, Toro in federal custody. No applause, just quiet resolve as Homeland Security's director spoke. "We didn't just save victims tonight, we reclaimed a part of who we are." Outside, news crews filmed armored vehicles and Delta medics carrying children to ambulances across Dallas. Parents hugged their kids a little tighter, realizing how close darkness had come to home. In Washington, headlines praised unprecedented federal unity. But to those who had been inside the smoke and gunfire, it meant something deeper. A reminder that in a world where enemies hide behind screens and storefronts, America still fights face-to-face for the innocent. Its strength isn't just firepower. It's the moral will to protect life at any cost. By dusk, the operation's name, Night Vale, was etched into the after-action report beside one line, typed in bold, "No victims left behind." Night Vale wasn't just a mission, it was a promise. A shield forged from unity, precision, and unwavering purpose. Like if you agree,